Hello friends, I am Anurag and I'm recording this short video to give my experience about a recent Niva Bupa reimbursement claim that I just got approved. You can see here, I just got 1,20,000. That was my claim amount and I got it reimbursed within 30 days. The whole reason for making this video is to give some awareness in terms of what is this claim reimbursement process all about. Of course, there are a lot of videos that talk about health insurance and how to file for those claims, but I didn't find any video which exactly tells me step by step how should I apply for a claim and what is the timeline during which I can get the reimbursement amount. So the way I have structured this video is there are three parts. First, I will go on and tell you what was this all in hospitalization about, what was the amount, how did I got my claim amount, what was the amount that I got. In the second part, we'll go to my laptop and I will exactly tell you how you can actually apply for a reimbursement on the Niva Bupa portal. And then the third part is all about overall experience in terms of what happens once you do generate the claim ID, what is the actual time it takes, how can you track it, and all those relevant things. So let's get started. So this was a planned hospitalization that I did for my wife because related to a pulmonary issue. And we had to do some medications. It falls under modern day treatment and that is something that you should keep in mind as well. Now I am employed in an IT firm, so I do have a employer insurance as well, which is via Acko. So as usual for this hospitalization as well, I used the cashless part with my employer's insurance program, which is Acko. It's a mistake on my side that I didn't see that in the Acko policy it is clearly mentioned, as you can see, modern day treatment are covered only up to 50%. So that means if a bill of 1 lakh comes, they will only pay 50,000 and the remaining has to be paid by you. And that is where the reimbursement is actually coming into the picture. I do have a personal plan with Niva Bupa. I have been using it for the last 5 years. When I say using it, I am actually paying the insurance for the last 5 years. And this is my first time actually applying for a claim. Now you would have seen a lot of videos nowadays from popular YouTubers who do evaluation in terms of which is the best health insurance plan in India. Niva Bupa in terms of the features and all is always there, but recently their claim settlement ratios and other metrics are not that great. So I myself was very worried in terms of whether this claim would be passed or not. And that's the reason I am actually recording this video. It is not a sponsored video. I just wanted to share that yes, if you do the reimbursement in the right way, and you have a genuine claim, it will be passed and you would get the money back. Now talking about this hospitalization, we did hospitalization in Fortis Bangalore in a single private room. I have the Niva Bupa Reassure 2.0 plan. Now the 24 hours hospitalization, the bill was around 2,50,000. Now this is, as I mentioned, is a modern day treatment. So the majority of the cost of that was actually the medication that was given to my wife. And when I was in hospital, I just used my employer's insurance because that's what you usually do. You don't want to use your own one when you already have an insurance by the employer. So I did the same thing. My mistake that I didn't read the fine print. And when the final bill came, Acko only cleared 1,25,000 of it and the remaining amount I had to pay. Now I paid it out of pocket using my credit card and then I actually went for this reimbursement. So now let's go to the laptop and see how this reimbursement process actually looks like. Alright, so here we are in the Niva Bupa self-serve portal. It's very easy to find it. You can just Google Niva Bupa self-serve portal and whichever is the first link you can click on it and you will land on this screen. Then you have to file for reimbursement, so that's why you go to claims and then you click on reimbursement claim submission, right? So once you do that, it will ask you whether it's a corporate policy or a personal policy. Obviously it's a personal policy. You add the policy number or the membership number, date of birth, and then submit. I have already done that. So once you do that, you will come to a screen which is something like this. Here you can actually start your claim creation. So you click on it and then you can basically fill all the details and save in next. And you keep on doing that. After this, you will actually have a list of documentation that you have to attach. I'll just tell you what exactly those documents are. So here I have actually collated all the documentation. I have actually scanned all of them. So you have the discharge summary, follow-up details, payment proofs that you have done, which is basically the part that you have paid for, the blood test report, the ECG report. Then you have also the claim settlement letter from the previous insurer also, because remember these are like basically two policies. So one was the cashless and this is the reimbursement one. They would definitely want like what the other insurer has already paid for. So this is also something that they will ask. And then you also have the final bill from the hospital. Again, the bill that you get on the day of discharge is a running bill. What these people will ask is actually the final bill, which you will get after 3 or 4 days. So basically anything and everything that you are having in your file, please make sure that you scan it and you keep it here. Once you do that, you actually keep on uploading all the documentation as and when required. And after you upload the document, you will actually get a claim ID, right? I'll just show you. I have taken a screenshot of that. So this was my claim ID when I actually created it. And you will obviously get all the tracking details in email as well. This is just to show you as a proof, right? So let's go via the date. So I submitted it on 5th of April. As you can see here, they will tell, okay, we have acknowledged it and you will get the claim ID. Now ensure that you keep the claim ID somewhere safe, because this is your only way to have all the conversations which are going to have after this particular reimbursement claim is raised, right? So then immediately after that on 6th, you will actually have some updates like, okay, it is moving to a medical team for review. The idea is they will keep on showing you visually what date, what step will happen. But one thing is like it's not very transparent, I would say, because I talked to the customer care also. They also didn't have a lot of information. So many of the times the next stage will always be medical team. It is up for the medical team to for review and decision, but it may be something else altogether, right? So they will keep on changing the dates. I will show you how that happens. So I have an update on 5th, then I had on 6th, then on 7th, they basically sent an email saying that they need some additional information, and that is where they will actually send someone to your house to check whether the claim is genuine or not. And they will also ask you to send all the documents that you have uploaded to be sent to this address via courier, right? So there were a bunch of mails on that. Just ensure that you keep the documents with yourself. Once you have the physical verification done, then you do send all the original documents to Niva Bupa's office as per the address, right? After 2 or 3 weeks, I got an information saying that there was some information which was missing. Now again, it depends on case to case, but for me, it was basically the claim settlement letter that I showed to you. They would want to know how much money was paid by the cashless claim and how much is it that you are actually claiming, right? So you have to get it. In my case, it was from Acko, so I just called and I got it in 5 minutes, and then I uploaded it in the portal. Then after 29th of April, the next update I got again was, okay, the document that you uploaded is fine, and again it is moved to medical team for review, which is not correct because medical team's review would have probably happened earlier. Now that they got the claim settlement letter from the previous insurer, they are more or less in the final stage of processing the claim. And then I believe on 8th of May is when you can see that this is the amount of money that has been transferred. You get the mail first, but the actual transfer will happen in 2 to 3 days. So please wait for that. And finally, you will have the claim settlement letter. This is what you can see here. They will tell, okay, what was the diagnosis, what was the total claim amount. This is the total claim amount of the overall bill that I had. Out of that, what is the amount that they have given is this one. This is something that my previous insurer had given, which is via cashless. That's why it is deducted. And apart from that, you can see the regular deductions, which are around dietitian charges, admission charges, TPA charges, bunch of charges, which hospitals keep on adding. I'm not sure whether other insurers cover this, but many insurers don't, right? This is okay. And then you get the final amount. So this is the stage where you actually get to know that, okay, this is the amount that happens. Like for me, it was like close to 3,000 or 4,000 in deduction because of all of these charges, but it's okay. I still got close to what I was expecting. So this entire process started on 5th of April, ended on 8th of May. So more or less 30 days within IRDS guideline. Again, we don't consider Saturdays and Sundays. Now, if you want to track it also, there is a way to do that. So once you have the claim ID, you can actually track the claim as well. So you can just put, okay, let me just do a claim status. I'll just put my claim ID. So here you can see this is the claim ID when it was generated, the current status is settled, and then the remarks. But all of this will be basically, if you have actually started for a claim, all of this will be not filled, and as and when it moves, it shows you a progression. Again, I will remind you, so don't go entirely by it. If you want, you can call the customer care, but they will also have the similar visibility that you have. So from 5th to 8th, which is 1 month, so good enough for me. If you go to your portal where you actually log into Niva Bupa's portal. You can see for me, this was my first claim. You can basically see of that as well. So I can go to the settled one, and again, it's the same information that you have. From here, you can download the letter. So this is more or less how the claim process would work if you are going via a reimbursement route. It's easy to track, it's easy to upload all the documentation, but then again, it's still reimbursement. So there is some effort from your side. Always opt for cashless, but if that's not the option, then obviously this is how you can do a reimbursement claim. Now that you saw the step-by-step process in terms of how you can track what statuses you get, how it's updated in the email, in the mobile app, all of those things, and how the money is finally deposited, I think you got a clear idea in terms of how the reimbursement process should look like for you. Irrespective of the amount, more or less the process will always remain the same. Now coming to the last part, which is the tricky part, or which is the most interesting part, because it is where I will tell you the real experience, right? All of this is claimed to be hassle-free and things like that, but you have to always remember reimbursement, no matter which insurance provider, will always be cumbersome as compared to a cashless claim. Cashless claim gets approved very quickly. You don't have to pay anything out of your pocket. The hospital settles the bill directly with the insurer. There is no additional documentation that needs to be done from your end. Reimbursement, by the very nature, starts with a question that whether this is a genuine claim or not, and that's why insurers will go very deep in terms of figuring out whether this claim is a genuine claim or not. Now, once I actually uploaded the document, I got my claim ID. The first thing that you will get is a call from Niva Bupa, and they will tell some person will come to your house to validate or to check whether this is all genuine or not. So even though after submitting all the documents, the scanned copy and things like that, a person literally came to our house. He asked a couple of questions, and then he had some forms that he filled up his own and he sent it to Niva Bupa's headquarters. That was the first surprise. The second surprise is, as you saw in the email as well, you have to actually send all of these documents physically in a courier to their office. And this is even after all these persons, the evaluation and things like that, right? So that's the second thing, which was, obviously I would not call it as a issue, but it's a friction point because you have to, it's not digital, you still have to go out and send the courier, right? And third thing is, I just called once in the process, and the customer care, honestly, I don't think so it was helpful. But at least the reason for my call was every time you get a date for the next step, it keeps on changing, as you saw in the email. So don't go by what the next stage is all about. They are just doing all this batch processing in one go, and you either get the claim or you don't get the claim. So it was not very clear or not very transparent in terms of, okay, the claim is 70% approved, 30% approved, or now the doctors are evaluating, now the accounts team will evaluate, nothing like that. It just starts and it just ends. That is how it is, right? So that was the fourth surprise for me. That wraps up this short video. Hopefully this was very helpful to you. If you have any questions with respect to Niva Bupa's policy, insurance, reimbursement claim, or you are stuck somewhere between two different claims that you are trying to pass, do put a comment. I will see if I have the knowledge. I can definitely help you. But this was a genuine experience that I wanted to share to the community because I couldn't find it anywhere in the internet. Thank you for spending this time and hope it was helpful. Bye-bye.